Okay, this is question 2 of January 2022 P2 paper. As you can see, it's differentiation leading to stationary points. Looks like a fairly straightforward one. Let's get started with it. So it tells me y is equal to 27x to the half minus x to the 3 over 2 minus 20, where x is greater than 0. Find dy by dx. Okay, if I want to find dy by dx, multiply by the power and take one off the power. So multiplying by a half, I'm going to write down like that. Taking one off the power, a half minus 1 is minus a half. Do the same thing with the 3 over 2. So multiply by the power, taking 1 off of 3 over 2 is going to give me 1 over 2, and the minus 20 just disappears when we differentiate. Now it asks me to give each term in its simplest form. That's absolutely fine. I don't need to do anything else with that. If they want me to mess around with the x to the minus half and tidying it all up, they will ask me, as they do in this question, a follow-up question that means I need to do a little bit more work with my actual expression. So part B says, can we find the coordinates of the stationary point? Okay, well I know what a stationary point is. A stationary point is when dy by dx is equal to 0. Let's make sure the examiner knows that I know that. At stationary points, dy by dx equals 0. So that now means I've got this equation to solve. 27 x to the half minus, 27 over 2, x to the minus half minus 3 lots of that one are equal to 0. We get this relatively often here. So now I do need to sort out this x to the minus a half. X to the minus a half is the same as 1 over x to the half. It's got to come down now. So if I do that, I end up with 27 over 2x to the half. That's my first term. I'm not touching the second term. That's all okay. Equals 0. And now one of the simplest ways to do this is take the negative term over to the other side. So I get 3 over 2x to the half here. And now just cross multiply. Okay, I'm going to do that times that and that times that. You could have done this a little bit earlier on just by multiplying everything by x to the half. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do it this way. So 27 times 2 is 54. 2x to the half times 3x to the half. Well, 2 times 3 is 6. And x to the half times x to the half. We add the powers. X to the half means square root, whichever way around you want to think about it. We end up with that, which gives me x is 54 divided by 6, which gives me x is 9. Now, I'm underlining that. Actually, that's not done yet, is it? So what did it actually ask me? No, it said find the coordinates of the stationary point. So I've got the x value. What I've got to do is put it back into, let's just scoot up there, back into the original function there. I've got to put x equals 9 in that, and that will give me what the y value is going to be. So that's 27 lots of x to the half minus x to the 3 over 2. I'm using 9s minus 20. Stick that into your calculator. That's 81, that's 27, and that's 20. So the whole thing works out to be equal to 34. Just make sure, nice and clear, that I've answered my question. So the stationary point, which is what they asked for, is 934. I'm going to underline that this time. That's telling me the stationary point. What did part C ask for? It says find d2y by dx2, the second differential, and then determine the nature of the stationary point. Okay, so all I need to do is to second differentiate. If I put x equals 9 in, then depending on what I got, if I get a positive, it's a minimum, and if I get a negative, it's a maximum. Let's say it again when we've done it. So d2y by dx2, I'll just remind you that dy by dx is this thing here. I'm going to multiply by half, minus half, and take the power off. Let's go away and actually do that. So multiply by the power and take one off the power. Taking one off of minus a half is minus 3 over 2. Same thing again, multiplying by the power, taking 1 off of a half will give me x to the minus a half. And now I don't need to solve any equations with this, I just want to find what this is when x equals 9. So if I put that in, minus 27 over 4, 9 to the minus 3 over 2, minus 3 quarters, 9 to the minus a, goodness sake, handwriting again, 9 to the minus a half. Just testing your calculator skills really. That all actually works out to be equal to minus a half when we do it. Not so bothered about the half, but I am bothered about the minus. Since this is negative, we have a maximum. Okay, hopefully that makes sense for that question.